This questioner asks, if a unit within a body corporate is operated as an Airbnb, does this affect the building insurance? The answer to that question is yes. If a body corporate has a lot operating as an Airbnb, that use may conflict with the planning approval of the building, or it may conflict with the bylaws. So the status of this would depend on what type of building it is. If it's a sort of a hotel style building, or a building that has always been used for short-term rental accommodation, so things like the Gold Coast high-rises or the serviced apartment style of building, then the short-term nature of those lots is often known by the insurers, and it does not really matter whether it's operated by Airbnb or by the owner directly or by the on-site letting agent. So it's not necessarily Airbnb the company, it's whether the unit is used for short-term accommodation versus long-term rental or long-term owner-occupier. So that will depend on the building. The insurers do ask the question when the body corporate policies are being renewed about whether the building has lots which are used for short-term accommodation. So if that information is known by the body corporate and they make that disclosure to the insurer, that may change how the insurer prices those policies, and some insurers won't insure buildings where a high proportion of units are used for short-term rental accommodation. So it won't necessarily have an impact like your claims will automatically be declined, but it does affect pricing, it does affect the risk of the building, and it should be disclosed by the body corporate to the insurer each time the use of a lot changes or each renewal of the insurance policy. And that's just a general disclosure rule. Any of these questions, if you replace the word Airbnb with any other factor about a building, does the fire compliance affect insurance? Does the use of the car park affect insurance? The answer is always yes, it does, or yes, it may do. And the best way to understand that risk is for the body corporate to make a full disclosure to the insurer about all of these circumstances or potential circumstances that, maybe would have an impact, and let the insurer look at them and say, no, look, that doesn't matter. This one we don't mind, but this particular issue, we need to take that into account on pricing, or put a special excess, or give you some special conditions that say, if an Airbnb tenant does XYZ, that claim might not be covered, or it might have a higher excess. So the insurers will always tell you that everything's important, but in practice, the way to find out is to make those disclosures to the insurer and see what comes back.